You ever wonder why your path feels different? Why life keeps testing you, breaking you, shaping you? That's not a coincidence. That's not bad luck. That's a calling. See, when you're chosen by God, you don't walk the same road as everybody else. You don't fit in because you weren't meant to. You feel the weight of your purpose before you even understand it. But here's the thing, God doesn't choose the strongest, the loudest, or the most qualified. He chooses the ones who endure, who rise after falling, who keep walking even when the path isn't clear. If you're noticing these signs in your life, it's not by accident. It's by design. And when you finally realize that you've been set apart for something greater, that's when everything changes. Because being chosen isn't easy, but it's powerful. Now the question is, are you ready to step into it? When you are chosen by God, your life is anything but ordinary. The path you walk is filled with trials, setbacks, and unexpected challenges that seem heavier than what others around you face. It often feels unfair, like you are constantly being tested while others move through life with ease. But this is not punishment. This is preparation. When God sets you apart for a higher calling, He must refine you, mold you, and strengthen you in ways that most people will never understand. From a young age, you may have noticed that your struggles were different. You faced obstacles that didn't seem to make sense. While others were able to take shortcuts, you had to go the long way around. While others received help, you often had to figure things out alone. The doors that opened easily for others required you to fight, to push through rejection, and to prove yourself over and over again. This wasn't because you were unworthy. It was because you were being prepared for something greater than the average person could handle. Many chosen individuals experience hardship early in life. Broken homes, financial struggles, betrayals, and deep emotional pain shape their journey. These struggles can make you feel abandoned, unseen, and overlooked. But in reality, they are part of your training. God allows these experiences not to break you, but to build you. Every disappointment, every challenge, every painful moment is carving out something within you that will later serve your purpose. You may not see it now, but each hardship is strengthening your character, deepening your wisdom, and shaping your resilience. One of the most difficult aspects of being chosen is facing opposition from unexpected places. You will notice that the very people who should support you, family, friends, mentors, sometimes become the ones who doubt you the most. They may question your dreams, dismiss your ambitions, and fail to see the potential within you. This can be one of the loneliest parts of the journey, but it is also a sign that you are walking a different path. Many people are only comfortable with what they can understand, and when you are called to something greater, your vision will not make sense to those who think small. Rejection is a major sign that you are chosen. Opportunities that seemed promising may suddenly fall apart. People you trusted may turn their backs on you. Plans you carefully put together may crumble right before your eyes. This is not because you are unlucky. It is because God is redirecting you. When you are chosen, you are not allowed to settle for less than what is meant for you. Doors will close when they are not aligned with your destiny. Relationships will fall apart when they are not meant to walk with you into your calling. Situations will shift in ways that force you to grow, to move, to trust God, even when nothing makes sense. Another sign of being chosen is that you often feel like an outsider. No matter where you go or who you are with, there is a sense of being different. You may struggle to relate to the people around you, and they may struggle to understand you. While others are content with surface-level conversations, you crave depth. While others chase temporary satisfaction, you seek something more meaningful. This sense of being different is not an accident. It is an indication that you were never meant to blend in. You were created for a higher purpose, and that purpose requires you to stand out, even when it is uncomfortable. When God has his hand on your life, he will allow certain things to happen that force you to rely on him. There will be moments where you have no choice but to trust in something greater than yourself. The struggles you face will push you into prayer, into seeking wisdom, into asking for guidance. You will find yourself in situations where nothing but faith can carry you through. This is by design. When you are chosen, your strength does not come from worldly success, connections, or luck. It comes from God's favor and the lessons he teaches you through hardship. The challenges of a chosen one do not come randomly. They serve a purpose. They teach patience when everything feels delayed. They teach resilience when doors keep closing. They teach humility when success is slow. Every challenge, no matter how painful, is shaping you into the person you need to become. The weight you carry is not a burden, it is your preparation. It is what sets you apart from those who are not called to lead, to inspire, to impact lives. People who are chosen by God are often misunderstood. The way you think, the way you dream, the way you move through life is different. You have a fire inside of you that others may not recognize. You see possibilities where others see limitations. You believe in what has not yet manifested. This can make you feel like you don't belong. But the truth is, you were never meant to fit in. When you are chosen, you are set apart for something greater. The struggles you endure are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you. Just like gold must go through fire to be purified, you must go through trials to be strengthened. Every hardship you have faced, every tear you have shed, every moment of doubt has been part of your transformation. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. God is not trying to hurt you. He is making you stronger, wiser, and ready for what is coming. If you look back on your life, you will see that even in the hardest moments, there was something guiding you forward. Even when things seemed impossible, you found a way through. Even when you wanted to give up, something deep inside pushed you to keep going. That is not an accident. That is the mark of someone who is chosen. That is the proof that God has a plan for you. Your challenges are a sign that you are being shaped for something greater. They are not meant to stop you. They are meant to build you. The weight of your struggles is the evidence of your calling. The resistance you face is confirmation that you are on a path meant only for those strong enough to walk it. If your life has been filled with battles, if you have faced trials that others would not survive, if you have had to fight harder for everything you have, understand this. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. When you're chosen by God, you will feel a deep sense of purpose, even if you don't fully understand it. From an early age, there is something inside of you that feels different, a pull towards something greater, something beyond the ordinary. You may not always know exactly what that purpose is, but you feel it guiding your steps, influencing your thoughts, and shaping the way you see the world. This feeling does not come from external validation or achievements. It is an internal knowing that you are meant for something beyond what is in front of you. Unlike those who are content with simply existing, you find yourself searching for meaning in everything. You cannot ignore the feeling that your life is supposed to serve a higher purpose. While others move through life without questioning their direction, you are constantly reflecting, asking yourself why you are here and what you are meant to do. This is not by accident. When God places a calling on your life, He plants a seed in your spirit, a sense of destiny that never fully fades, no matter how much you try to ignore it. Even when you attempt to fit into the mold of what society expects, something within you resists. You may have tried to follow the traditional path, doing what others do, thinking that success, comfort, or approval from people would make you feel fulfilled. But despite your efforts, that deeper pull remains. There is a restlessness inside you that does not allow you to settle. No matter how much you try to ignore it, God continues to remind you that you were not created to blend in, to conform, or to live a life without impact. This sense of purpose often shows up in small but undeniable ways. You may find yourself naturally drawn to helping others, guiding people, or making a difference in ways that seem effortless. When people are in trouble, they turn to you. When situations become chaotic, you instinctively know how to bring peace. You notice things others overlook. You feel emotions deeper than most, and you have an intuition that allows you to see beyond the surface. This is not a coincidence. God has placed inside of you the qualities needed to fulfill your calling. And even before you fully step into it, those qualities will begin to manifest. However, having a deep sense of purpose without clarity can feel frustrating. You know you are meant for more, but you don't always know what that more is. You may feel stuck, lost, or uncertain about which direction to take. This is where faith comes in. When you are chosen, your path is not revealed all at once. God requires you to trust him even when you cannot see the full picture. He will guide you step by step, teaching you through experiences, challenges, and moments of revelation. The frustration you feel is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are in the process of being shaped. Many chosen individuals experience seasons of waiting, where it feels like nothing is happening, where they feel stuck in the same place while others seem to be moving forward. This waiting period is not a delay, it is preparation. God does not rush the development of those he calls. When you feel like you are not making progress, understand that God is working behind the scenes, aligning opportunities, strengthening your character, and ensuring that when your time comes, you are fully prepared to walk in your purpose. During this time, you will experience moments of doubt. You will wonder if you are truly chosen, if you are truly meant for something greater, or if you are simply imagining it all. This doubt is part of the journey. Every great person who has ever been called by God has experienced moments of uncertainty. Moses doubted his ability to lead, was overlooked before he became king. Joseph was betrayed before stepping into his destiny. The process of becoming who you are meant to be is filled with tests, and one of the biggest tests is whether you will continue to believe in your purpose even when nothing around you confirms it. One of the clearest signs that you are chosen is that you feel different from those around you. You may struggle to relate to people who are content with surface-level conversations and temporary pleasures. You crave depth, meaning, and purpose in everything you do. While others focus on fitting in, you feel drawn to standing out, even when it is uncomfortable. This is because your spirit recognizes that you are being prepared for something beyond the ordinary. People who are chosen often experience resistance from the world around them. There will be times when others do not understand you, when they dismiss your dreams, when they question your vision. You may feel like you are constantly having to explain yourself as if the people closest to you cannot see what you see. This is because your calling was not given to them, it was given to you. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that is okay. God did not choose them for your purpose, he chose you. If you pay attention, you will notice that life has been preparing you all along. The experiences you have had, the challenges you have faced, the lessons you have learned, they are all connected. Nothing has been wasted. Every moment of pain, every setback, every unexpected turn was part of the bigger plan. God has been shaping you, teaching you, and refining you so that when the time comes, you are fully ready to step into your destiny. Even when you do not have all the answers, your sense of purpose continues to guide you. You may not know exactly where you are going, but you know you cannot stay where you are. You feel a deep need to grow, to evolve, to become the person God created you to be. This feeling is not random. It is a calling. It is God's way of reminding you that you were meant for more. The key is to trust the process. Trust that every experience, every delay, every challenge is serving a greater purpose. Trust that the feeling inside of you is not an accident. It is confirmation that you are chosen. Trust that even when you cannot see the full picture, God is leading you exactly where you need to be. The sense of purpose you feel is real, and it is leading you towards something greater than you can imagine. When you are chosen by God, you will experience isolation and separation from others in ways that often feel painful and confusing. At times, it may seem like no matter how hard you try to connect, you don't fully belong. There is a distance between you and the world around you, even when you are surrounded by people. You may have grown up feeling different, sensing that you were not like everyone else. It is not that you are better or superior, but there is something about you that does not quite fit the mold. You think differently, move differently, and approach life with a depth that others do not always understand. This is one of the strongest signs that you are set apart for a divine purpose. From a young age, you may have noticed that your relationships never seem to last as long as others. People you thought would be in your life forever suddenly disappeared. Friends turned into strangers. Connections faded without explanation. And even family members may have distanced themselves. It often feels like just when you start getting close to someone, something happens to push them away. At times, this may leave you questioning yourself, wondering if you are the problem. You may feel rejected, misunderstood, or like you are difficult to love. But in reality, this separation is not a punishment, it is a form of protection. God removes people from your life for a reason. Some people cannot go where you are going. Some people will only hold you back, distract you, or lead you down a path that is not meant for you. When you are chosen, your circle gets smaller because your destiny is greater. You cannot be surrounded by just anyone. God will not allow certain relationships to continue because they are not aligned with where He is taking you. The painful part is that this separation does not always come with an explanation. People may walk away without reason, betray you when you least expect it, or simply stop showing up in your life. You may never fully understand why, but the truth is, God saw things you did not. He heard conversations you were not a part of. He knew the intentions in their hearts long before you did. What feels like rejection is actually divine intervention. Chosen individuals often find themselves feeling lonely, even in rooms full of people. You may feel like no one truly understands you, like your thoughts and ideas exist on a different frequency. You crave deep conversations, meaningful connections, and people who see beyond the surface. But most people are content with shallow interactions, and this can leave you feeling disconnected. The loneliness that comes with being chosen is not meant to break you, it is meant to teach you to rely on God. When you no longer find comfort in the world, you are forced to seek it in Him. When people fail you, He remains constant. When you feel abandoned, He reminds you that you are never truly alone. Many chosen people experience seasons of isolation where it seems like everything has been stripped away. Relationships end, doors close, opportunities dry up, and you are left wondering why you are suddenly alone. This is one of the hardest but most important phases of being chosen. Isolation is where God works on you the most. It is where He removes distractions, silences the noise, and speaks to you in ways you would never hear otherwise. It is in these moments of solitude that He prepares you for the next level of your journey. In isolation, you learn to hear God's voice more clearly. When you are surrounded by too many influences, it becomes difficult to distinguish His guidance from the opinions of others. But when you are alone, when you have no one else to turn to, you begin to rely on Him in ways you never have before. The separation you experience is not meant to hurt you, it is meant to position you for something greater. It is during these seasons that He strengthens your faith, builds your character, and teaches you lessons that you will carry for the rest of your life. Being chosen means that you will often have to walk alone. The path God has for you is not crowded. It is not meant for everyone. The higher He calls you, the fewer people will be able to go with you. This can be painful, especially when you want to share your journey with those you love. But not everyone is equipped to handle the weight of your calling. Some people will not understand your vision. Some will doubt your abilities. Some will be envious of your growth. And some will try to hold you back because they are afraid of being left behind. One of the hardest lessons of being chosen is accepting that you cannot take everyone with you. You will have to leave behind relationships that no longer serve your purpose. You will have to separate from people who drain your energy, who do not support your growth, who do not align with the person you are becoming. This is not easy, but it is necessary. The wrong company can delay your progress, distract you from your calling, and keep you stuck in places that were never meant for you. If you have been feeling disconnected, if you have been losing people, if you have been going through a season of isolation, do not see it as a setback. See it as preparation. God is removing what is not needed so that he can make room for what is coming. He is taking you through a process of refinement, shaping you into the person you need to be for the next stage of your journey. This time alone is not a punishment. It is an opportunity to grow, to heal, and to become stronger. You are not meant to fit in. You are not meant to blend with the crowd. You are not meant to follow the same path as everyone else. The separation you experience is confirmation that you are set apart. It is evidence that your life has a greater purpose. Instead of mourning the relationships that have faded, embrace the ones that remain. Instead of longing for what was, trust in what is to come. Instead of resisting the isolation, use it as a time to grow closer to God, to strengthen your spirit, and to prepare for what is ahead. When you are chosen, you will walk alone at times, but you will never walk without purpose. The people who are meant to be in your life will align with your journey at the right time. The relationships that are meant to last will be unshakable. The connections that are divinely aligned will find their way to you effortlessly. Until then, trust that the loneliness, the separation, and the isolation are all part of the process. Trust that God is guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for something far greater than you can see right now. When you are chosen by God, you will begin to notice divine signs and unexplainable guidance directing your life in ways that seem beyond coincidence. These signs appear in moments when you need clarity, when you are facing difficult decisions, or when you are at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. While others may dismiss these occurrences as luck or random events, you know deep inside that they are more than that. They are God's way of communicating with you, nudging you in the right direction, and ensuring that you stay on the path he has set for you. One of the most common ways God reveals guidance is through a deep sense of intuition. You feel things before they happen, and even when logic suggests one thing, your spirit tells you another. You may have moments where something doesn't feel right, even if everything on the surface seems perfect. When you ignore this feeling, you often find out later that you were right all along. That relationship you felt uneasy about turned out to be toxic. That opportunity that seemed too good to be true ended up falling apart. That person who gave you bad energy eventually revealed their true colors. This is not paranoia, it is divine protection. God gives his chosen ones a heightened sense of awareness, a level of discernment that others do not always understand. Sometimes the signs come through repeated patterns or messages that appear in different areas of your life. You may hear the same phrase from multiple people in a short period of time. You may keep seeing a specific number, a certain symbol, or a recurring theme in dreams. You may open a book, turn on the TV, or scroll through your phone and come across a message that speaks directly to something you have been struggling with. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. When God is trying to tell you something, he will make sure you hear it in multiple ways until you finally pay attention. Another way God guides his chosen ones is by closing doors that are not meant for them. You may find yourself trying to force something that just isn't working. You apply for jobs and keep getting rejection after rejection. You try to make a relationship work, but no matter what you do, it keeps falling apart. You invest your time, energy, and effort into something only to see it crumble before your eyes. This could feel discouraging, but in reality, it is God redirecting you. He knows what is best for you, and sometimes that means taking away what you think you want in order to give you what you truly need. People who are chosen often experience divine delays. You may feel like things are taking longer for you than they are for others. While others seem to be achieving their goals quickly, your journey may be filled with setbacks, detours, and unexpected pauses. These delays are not denials. They are moments of preparation. God is working behind the scenes, aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right timing. If you were to receive what you are meant for too soon, you might not be ready for it. The waiting season is a test of faith, a time for growth, and an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with God. Another undeniable sign of divine guidance is the sudden removal of people from your life. There will be individuals who leave without warning, friendships that fade without explanation, and relationships that come to an abrupt end. You may struggle to understand why, especially when you felt connected to those people. But over time, you realize that their absence brought you peace, clarity, and space for better things. Not everyone can go where you are going. Some people were only meant to be in your life for a season. When God removes someone, it is because their role in your journey has ended. There will also be moments where things align so perfectly that you know it had to be God. You meet the right person at the right time. You find an opportunity you weren't even looking for. You narrowly avoid a situation that could have harmed you. These moments serve as reminders that God is always watching over you, guiding your steps and making sure you are in the right place at the right time. Dreams and visions are another way that divine guidance manifests. You may have dreams that feel too real to be ignored, images that stay with you long after you wake up. Sometimes these dreams reveal warnings, other times they provide reassurance. If you pay attention, you will notice that God speaks in ways that go beyond the physical world. Your spirit will recognize the message even when your mind struggles to make sense of it. One of the most powerful signs of divine guidance is the unshakable peace that comes when you are aligned with God's will. Even when the journey is uncertain, even when challenges arise, you feel a deep inner calm that tells you everything will be okay. This peace cannot be found in external validation, material success, or human approval. It comes from knowing that you are walking in the path God has set for you. There will be times when you doubt these signs. You may wonder if you are imagining things, if you are just looking for meaning where there is none. This doubt is normal, but the truth is, when God is speaking to you, He will continue to make it clear until you cannot deny it. The more you trust in His guidance, the more you will recognize His voice. The more you listen, the more confident you will become in following His direction. Not everyone understands the way God communicates with you. Some people will dismiss your experiences, telling you that you are overthinking, being unrealistic, or relying too much on faith. But being chosen means that your relationship with God is personal. You do not need external confirmation when you know deep in your soul that He is guiding you. The signs, the intuition, the unexpected blessings, the closed doors, the delays, all of it is leading you towards something greater. The key is to remain open to His direction. Do not ignore the uneasy feelings. Do not fight against the closed doors, and do not be afraid to walk away from what no longer serves you. Trust that every sign, every lesson, and every moment of divine intervention is shaping you for your purpose. Even when you do not fully understand why things are happening the way they are, have faith that God sees the bigger picture. He knows what is best for you, and He will always guide you toward it. When you are chosen by God, your spirit attracts resistance, but it also attracts great favor. This is one of the most defining characteristics of someone set apart for a divine purpose. You will notice that life is not neutral for you. You either face strong opposition that seems relentless, or you experience blessings that seem too perfect to be coincidences. There is no in between. Everything in your life carries weight, and every experience seems to have deeper meaning. The reason for this is that when you are chosen, both the forces of darkness and the forces of light take notice. Resistance comes in many forms. Sometimes it appears as obstacles that block your path no matter how hard you try to move forward. You may find yourself constantly struggling, facing unexpected delays, or dealing with problems that others do not seem to face. No matter how much effort you put in, it feels like something is always working against you. This is not because you are doing something wrong, it is because you are doing something right. When you are chosen, the enemy will try to wear you down, to make you doubt yourself, to convince you that you are not capable of fulfilling your purpose. The attacks are strategic. They are designed to make you question your calling and give up before you step into the fullness of what God has planned for you. Sometimes resistance comes through people. You will notice that certain individuals will oppose you, even when you have done nothing to deserve it. There will be people who dislike you for no reason, who try to discredit you, who look for ways to make you feel small. They may criticize you, mock you, or attempt to make you doubt yourself. This is because your spirit disrupts theirs. People who are not aligned with the light will feel uncomfortable around those who are. Your presence alone can make them feel exposed, as if they are being forced to confront things with things of themselves that they would rather ignore. So when you are chosen, you do not even have to say a word to provoke a reaction. Your energy speaks for itself. There will also be times when you face spiritual resistance. You may feel unseen forces working against you, creating unnecessary conflict in your life, making you feel exhausted, anxious, or burdened. This is because the calling on your life is significant. The enemy does not waste time on those who are not a threat. If you are experiencing intense resistance, it is because your life carries power. The more you try to step into your purpose, the more you will feel the weight of the opposition. But this is also proof that you are on the right path. The enemy does not attack what is not valuable. The battles you face are confirmation that you are walking in alignment with something greater than yourself. Despite all the resistance, you will also notice that your life is filled with moments of divine favor. Even in the middle of challenges, there will be blessings that come out of nowhere, opportunities that seem tailor-made for you, and moments where things align in a way that you cannot explain. These are signs that God's hand is on your life. He allows the resistance to strengthen you, but he also provides favor to remind you that he is with you. When you are chosen, doors will open that should have been impossible. You will find yourself in rooms you never expected to be in. You will receive blessings that others work years for simply because you were faithful. Favor does not mean an easy life. It does not mean that you will never struggle or that everything will be given to you without effort. But it does mean that no matter how difficult things get, there will always be moments of breakthrough, moments of grace, moments where you can see that God has been guiding your steps all along. The favor you experience will be undeniable. Even in situations where it looks like there is no way out, a solution will appear. Even when people try to block your progress, the right opportunities will still find you. Another sign of divine favor is the ability to inspire others without even trying. People will be drawn to your energy, your wisdom, and your presence. They will seek your advice, look up to you, and feel encouraged simply by being around you. This is not because of anything you have done on your own, but because God's light shines through you. When you are chosen, you become a vessel for something greater, and people can sense it. They may not always understand it, but they recognize that there is something different about you. However, favor will also attract jealousy. There will be those who resent the blessings in your life, who question why things seem to work out for you, who try to undermine your success. They will assume that your favor is unfair because they do not see the battles you had to fight to get where you are. They do not see the moments of struggle, the times you wanted to give up, the prayers you prayed in silence. They only see the end result, and they will compare your favor to their own struggles. This is why discernment is so important. Not everyone who claps for you is happy for you. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Some people will pretend to support you, but in reality, they are waiting for you to fail. One of the greatest tests of being chosen is learning how to navigate both resistance and favor. You cannot allow the opposition to break you, and you cannot allow the blessings to make you complacent. There will be times when you feel like you are being pulled in different directions, facing attacks from one side while receiving blessings from the other. This is part of the process. You must learn to remain steady, to trust that every battle has a purpose and every blessing has a responsibility. You may wonder why God allows both resistance and favor to exist in your life at the same time. The answer is that he is preparing you for something greater. Resistance builds your strength, teaching you how to stand firm in your faith. Favor reminds you of his presence, showing you that he is always working on your behalf. You need both in order to fulfill your purpose. Without resistance, you would never grow. Without favor, you might forget that God is guiding you. It is important to remember that resistance is temporary. The attacks, the struggles, the obstacles, they will not last forever. But favor is permanent. When God places his hand on your life, no one can remove it. The opposition may slow you down, but it cannot stop what God has ordained for you. The challenges you face now will become testimonies in the future. The people who doubted you will one day witness your success. The situations that seemed impossible will become proof of God's faithfulness. As you continue on your journey, do not be discouraged by the resistance. Instead, see it as confirmation that you are on the right path. And when favor finds you, do not take it for granted. Use it to bless others, to uplift those who need encouragement, and to walk confidently in your purpose. The balance between resistance and favor is what shapes you into the person you are meant to be. The hardships refine you and the blessings sustain you. Every part of the journey is intentional. Every challenge is a lesson, and every blessing is a reminder that you are chosen for something far greater than you can see right now.